Let's talk some sports, baby.
And remember, make tomorrow better than today and make today better than yesterday. And you know what we gonna do. We gonna holler at you until next time, baby.
Solid rapid reaction. A lot of topics, a little bit of time. Let's go drink.
Let's roll, baby. The University of Arizona's men's basketball program had received notice of allegations from the NCAA, but the university provides no specific information. What do you make of that, Jay?
I'm guessing because they're not telling us anything further that it's probably pretty bad. I'll just leave it at that. The New Orleans Pelicans have hired Stan Van Gundy to be their next head coach. So what are your expectations for Van Gundy and the Pelicans in the upcoming season?
Not much. They should progress a little bit, take a step forward. But here's the deal: Rome wasn't built in a day, and Stan Van Gundy, he ain't. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna make this team like a playoff contender right as he get there. He got to instill his own type of process. It's all a process. He got to know who can play, who can't play, et cetera, et cetera. So, I do see some progress, but nothing that's going to really be a game changer, to be perfectly honest with you. The Boston Red Sox continued their managerial search, and there are reports indicating Alex Correa may be the favorite to reclaim his old job. Does that surprise you?
It does somewhat. You would think that, a guy that just got unceremoniously fired in the way that he did would not come back just after a year's suspension and immediately reclaim his job. But apparently, from what I've gathered, the fans and everyone in the organization are behind it, and they sorely need him because this year was nothing short of a disaster for him. The 2020 NBA draft is closing in, yet the Minnesota Timberwolves say they have yet to nail down who they'll select with the first overall pick. Who would you pick if you were the T-Wolves GM?
I think I'll take LaMelo Ball, and here's why. I think LaMelo Ball, since he went over to Lithuania and did his thing and, played with grown men and whatever, it kind of reminded me of somewhat similar to what Luka Doncic did, but Luka Doncic was playing at a championship level over there. So I'm gonna go with. Because I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. Most of these guys are relatively unknown for me this year, just with all the craziness of COVID and college basketball itself being canceled. I didn't get the real good look that you usually would get during March Madness and conference tournament time and whatnot. So I'm gonna say LaMelo Ball on this one. The Giants have traded pass rusher Marcus Golston to the Cardinals in exchange for a 6th-round pick. Does that move make sense to you?
Makes sense on both sides. The Giants are terrible. They should trade every veteran they have on an expiring contract, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And the Cardinals need some pass rush help. We know Chandler Jones went down with a biceps injury. And I think there's some familiarity there. Marcus Golden's been with the Cardinals before. So I think it makes a lot of sense on both sides. Number one, Clemson is a 46-point favorite against Syracuse tomorrow. Surely the Orange can cover that, right?
Damn right. That's it. Yo, they just beat Georgia State, Georgia Tech 73-7. This disrespectful. Hey, what we doing, odds makers? This should be 56, maybe even 66. Like, what we doing here? Look, listen, at the end of the day, what is Clemson doing? These are overhyped practice sessions. Like, let's be real here. All they doing is putting out tape for Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne and et cetera, for the draft. Like, 46, that's it. Come on, Vegas. You could do better than that. Good news for the MLB as players have went 54 consecutive days without a positive COVID test. Your reaction?
That's great news. Proves we can do this. Play on. With Miles Brennan down with a lower body injury, LSU will turn to freshman TJ Finley this weekend against South Carolina, and fellow freshman Mac Johnson will also play. What do you think of that strategy?
I think this strategy is going to be about as good as Odell Beckham handing out money after the national championship on national TV. it's all going to be a failure. Just wrap it up, put it in the same box, and call it a president. Go Tigers. The Saints will be without wide receiver Michael Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders Sunday. How would this impact the game against the Panthers?
Well, it's going to be problematic, I think, with their two best receivers being out. Probably look for a lot of, short passes from Drew Brees and a whole lot of Alvin Kamara. Last one tomorrow afternoon on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. It's UFC 254 in Abu Dhabi at the Flash Forum. It's a UFC lightweight main event between the champ, Khabib, versus the interim champ, Justin Gaethje. Who you got, Drink?
I'm going to take Khabib. It's just very hard. He's been so dominant. I mean, the guy, he probably lost one round in the last 2 years, 3 years maybe. This guy's the truth with the young Gravy, and I ain't talking about Paul Pierce when I say that. And Justin Gaethje, to his credit, listen, this guy's no slouch. He's no welcome man. And here's the deal: if you actually look at the odds, it's a lot of money on Gaethje. If it's a guy that could beat Khabib in his prime, it would be the fighting style of Gaethje. But I'm of the mindset I gotta see it to believe it. Until I see someone really get Khabib in a situation where he could actually lose the fight, it's hard for me to bet against him. So I think Khabib's ground game is just too much for anybody. I haven't seen not one fighter stop this ground game. It's the butt-naked truth, and I mean butt-naked. So I'm going to go with Khabib. Hats off to Gaethje. I think this will have some fireworks, but it's probably over in the third round.
All right, that concludes today's Drink of Wisdom. I'm Cody Ward.
I'm Jay Wise.
And I'm Nathan Drinking. And remember, make tomorrow better than today and make today better than yesterday. And you know what we going to do. We're going to holler at you until next time, baby.